right, sir. The People's Democratic Party have gotten an addition, a grassroots politician, a former House of Rep member, a former Borno State House of Assembly have joined the People's Democratic Party, and specifically, he is coming from Borno South, where you are the candidate of the People's Democratic Party. How does this portend to your campaign for the 2023 general election?
Well, it's heartwarming to receive somebody of that caliber joining our fold. Like you said, he's a grassroots politician, and because of the recognition of his contribution and how he mobilizes people from the grassroots, he was actually one of those that was appointed as coordinator for the APC presidential candidate. But he saw the wind of change that is blowing, and he came to me and told me that, look, this election is not about the political party or former colleagues that he's worked with. It's about individuals and the future of the people. So he said that he actually saw that his future in politics will be dependent on what happens in 2023. And he said that PDP seemed to be one of the political parties that he can pitch his tent with. And after consultation with his people, he decided to come and join forces with us. I can assure you that with his coming, he's going to add more value to the process that is already on ground. And he is not the only person. We also have other APC former senatorial candidates. We have former House of Assembly members. We have former House of Rep members, aspirants rather, that are also joining. In the weeks to come, I can assure you that you would have a gale of people defecting, decamping to join PDP. Borno South has been known to be the bedrock of PDP in Borno State, and it's kind of reinforced what we already know, that there's going to be a change in southern Borno, and PDP will definitely produce a senator that will represent Borno South in the 2023 election, because the evidences are very clear. Everything is gravitating towards that.
Okay. APC have presented a Muslim ticket, and coincidentally, the former governor of Borno State is the running mate to Tinubu. What is the pulse of the people in Borno State concerning the 2023 general election?
Well, the people in Borno State are very excited about the development in the 2020, the political situation gearing towards 2023 elections. And I want to assure you that it's going to be used to be Northeast, former Northeastern state, and we are all from the Northeast. So it's going to be a matter of choosing between the Northeast going for the presidential candidate. You want the position of the president, or you want the position of the vice president. I can assure you, with the kind of feedbacks we're receiving, that majority of our people will rather choose to be the president of Nigeria than to be the vice president of Nigeria. So what am I saying? I'm telling you that PDP will be voted massively because we have Atiku Abubakar from the Northeast as the presidential candidate. So the preference will be better to choose a Northeasterner as the president than to choose a Northeasterner as the vice president. So PDP, like you just saw, not only in southern Borno, in central, in northern Borno, we've been receiving a lot of people decamping from the ruling party to PDP, and with the improvement in the electoral process, I want to believe that the outcome of 2023 election will be different from what we are used to.
Okay. Now, concerning your senatorial election, because we have seen people now decamping to your party, the People's Democratic Party. Are you saying that this time around the PDP in Borno State will get a different result from what it has been getting over the years?
Well, if you're asking me to speak about Southern Borno, I can tell you that the results coming out for PDP from Southern Borno has always been positive, because even in the last election, it is on record that PDP won, but the outcome was not the true reflection of what the people did. So definitely I can assure you, with more people joining from the opposition party into PDP, PDP results will be much better than last year, and we will win again with larger margin. I say win again because we've always won our elections in Southern Borno. What we did not have is the people that will defend our votes after the elections. So results are manipulated between the polling units and collation centers, and that is what has been happening. With the introduction of the bimodal verification accreditation system, the BVAS, I believe that there has been some form of mitigation of how those results will be manipulated again going forward. So we are rest assured this time around that the outcome will be better, and we're going to be winning with good margins.
Okay, now we have seen in Osun State, where before the final announcement of the result, PDP always earlier knew that it has win the election, even when INEC have not done the final declaration. Are you saying that your party is going to put in place some kind of measures that will ensure that from the polling unit you have a data that will indicate the result from every polling unit in Borno State and even in the Northeast?
Yeah, you see, elections is like a pyramid. It starts from the polling unit to the ward to the local government to the senatorial district, and thereafter. The electoral process have evolved, and when each and every party has its own party agent at the polling unit, so if they are doing their work, you should be able to have an idea of the total vote cast before the final collation and announcement. What PDP had, we had a situation room where results were collated from all the polling units, and it gives you an indication of the direction of things. Even the exit poll, you can also have an idea of how the outcome of election will be. So PDP would definitely have a monitoring group and observers in addition to the agents, where election results, after results is completed, by the electoral law, after the close of voting, the vote will be counted, the result will be announced and signed at the polling unit. So if it is announced and signed at the polling unit and the result is pasted at the polling unit, all you need to do is to collect all the results from all the polling units, and you are able to have an idea of the result, even though the final declaration of the result will be done by INEC, but at least you would have an idea. So these checks and balances and the improvement in the electoral process, especially the voting process, is going to make it a lot easier for any party, not only PDP, to know the outcome of the election even before INEC announces it. Of course, the legitimate body that is charged with announcing the election is INEC, but you would have an idea of the outcome of the election by calculating the total vote cast at all the various polling units. So yes, PDP would have those systems in place, and our concentration this time around will be at the polling units, not just roving around in the ward or local government area or state. Polling units will deliver our party at the polling units.
Okay. Lastly, since the selection of a running mate by your presidential candidate, Alhaji Atiku Abubakar, it seemed there are some kind of crisis or disagreement in the party. How will your party manage this disagreement, and do you have the confidence that with all this disagreement the party will be able to emerge victorious, considering the fact that we now have Peter Obi, who is also pulling some kind of crowd?
Well, let me use the word of one of our former presidential aspirants. He said some people are dealing with cancer, so he rather deal with his own malaria. In PDP, the problem is internal, and PDP has its own internal mechanism to resolve these issues, and it is being resolved. You said that since the choice of our vice presidential candidate, there has been rancor in the party. Yes, there has been some little friction here and there. That is politics for you. But look at the case of our opponent. Since the choice of their own vice presidential candidate, the crisis and the rancor has not been only in the party but in the whole country. Which one is better? So it means that our party will be able to resolve, and they are resolving whatever issues that are there. I can assure you, in the next few weeks, you will see a very strong, united, and vibrant PDP going out, campaigning for our presidential candidate, and moving around. When the campaign is lifted, you would see that the distance between us and going to Aso Rock is the election day.
Thank you very much, sir.